No grill, no problem. Here's how we perfectly pan fry our steaks. We're going to start off by hitting our steak with an olive oil binder on both sides. And then I like to coat my steaks with a salt, pepper, and garlic mixture. And then we're going to get ready to throw these down in our pan. While our steak's sitting off to the side for a couple minutes, we're going to heat up our pan on a high heat. And once it gets to be smoking almost, we're going to add in a high temperature oil. Then we're going to let that heat up a little bit longer, and then we're going to sear off our steak. I like to start by searing up our fat caps, and then we're going to move over to the other side. Once we get both of those seared, we're going to set our steak down, and we're going to cook this for about a minute, and then we're going to give it a check. After we check our steaks, make sure not to flip it yet, but actually just move it over in the pan and let this finish cooking on that side. Once it gets to the color and consistency you want, you're going to flip your steak, and then you're going to repeat the process. Once we're done searing and cooking our steak for about a minute to 2 minutes on each side, we're going to set our steak off to the side and let this rest for a couple minutes. We're going to turn the temperature down in our pan and let this cool off. Then with our pan on a low heat, we're going to add in some garlic cloves, followed by 2 onion slices. And then we're going to add in about 2 tablespoons of butter and let that melt down. Then we're going to toss in our steak and let this sit in our butter for about a minute before we start basting it. And then we're going to baste our steak with butter until it's completely covered. I personally like to repeat this process on the other side, and then once we're done doing that, it's time to let it rest. We're going to pull this out of our pan and let this rest for about 4 to 5 minutes, and then it's going to be ready to enjoy.